What's going on, guys? My name is Game Nut, and welcome back to another episode of Madden Ultimate Team, where today we're going to go ahead and make our second appearance into the playoffs, and hopefully later move on and make our first appearance into the Super Bowl. But before we get into that, we have a game changer pack to go ahead and open up. And yes, I decided just to open up one of these because at the time they were up for Cyber Monday, which means they were 25% off if you used your coin. So that's just under a 20,000 coin discount, and I figured, you know what, that's pretty good. I think no matter what, I'm going to make my coins back on this pack, so I decided to chance it, go ahead and open up this pack and see if I can get anything worth of value out of it. So right now you can see I'm just pulling a bunch of gold at the moment. Right here we get a LeGarrette Blunt, we get a Kawan Short, and then we go ahead and pull an Elite Thanksgiving collectible mashed potatoes. So that's a good quick 10k selling right there. So we also get a Team of the Week, Jordan Reed. He's not going to sell for much, but through these last 4 cards that were right here, I decided to go ahead and finesse through it. And you heard that noise, that means it was an elite. And right here we get a Team of the Week, Trey Mason. And this dude is going to help out my team so much, not by playing, but by his value. So at the time that I did sell him, he was going for around 200k. So that is huge for my team. I can get a lot of players with him. He sold, and I got, you know, after the tax and whatnot, I got about 178k. So what am I going to do with all of those coins and the 100k that I already had? I'm going to go ahead and remodel my offensive line 100% from left to right. So right here, I picked up for left tackle Trent Williams, 88 overall. He was pretty cheap, about 28k. Right here, the lowest left guard position was Josh Sitton. He is 88 overall. Or actually, no, I believe he was 87 overall, and then he was about 30k, so he was a little bit higher up in price. Moving on to the right guard position, also a little bit slightly higher up in price, but also went a little bit higher overall. I went with Marshall Yanda, a dude with my own team. He is a beast. He's a Pro Bowler, 89 overall. He was a 30k. Right here I was checking out the contracts that the guys had. Because this guy kind of got ripped me off. He only had 6 contracts left, so I was hoping, you know, there was one a little bit of the same price but had more contracts. So we get an 89 overall Marshall Yanda for our right guard. And then moving on to the right tackle, you cannot get any cheaper than this right here. 15k. He's actually like 12k. He's been varying around the, you know, 10k and up. But this dude, 90 overall right tackle for only 15k. That is an absolute bargain. If you guys need a right tackle, definitely go ahead and pick this up. I mean, for 15k, that is really, really cheap for especially a 90 overall Football Outsider. So that pack that you saw right there was actually completing one of the warehouse sets, I believe. And I managed to pull an elite badge out of that. So you know what that means. We're going to go ahead and finally complete the Mike Webster legendary player. We get a 92 overall center now with Mike Webster. I'm so happy we finally complete this. We had the rookie version of him. We pulled him in a pack a couple of episodes ago. And then the collectibles, you know, I just kept going ahead and checking back, waiting for them to drop about like 5k around that price. Looking at my offensive line, like you guys just saw, it has been completely remodeled 100%. So hopefully Emmitt Smith can go ahead and find some decent holes to plow through now. And in the next episode, I'm looking at upgrading my defensive line, you know, the tackles as well as the defensive end. So that's something to definitely go ahead and look forward to in the next episode. But right now, we're going to go ahead and look at our postseason schedule. We have our wild card game first up right here. So hopefully we can go ahead and win that and keep our playoff streak alive. So right now, we are playing home against the Philadelphia Eagles. This is a divisional rival game since I am playing as the Cowboys. So this is a pretty big game, especially since we are now in the playoffs. So lose, we are out. We have to restart our season 100%. So my opponent does receive the ball at the start of this game. And he is the, I believe this is the Thanksgiving version of Terrence West in the backfield. So he doesn't have really that great of a backfield. So this dude, however, was doing fairly well on the run game. You can see right there picking up 9 yards on 2 carries. And 3rd and 1 right here. My opponent does pick up a nice chunk right there with 11 yards for the first down. And this dude ran a lot of no huddle, so obviously I'm going to go ahead and fast forward through all that for you guys. So right here, Terrence West, he pretty much gets stopped on a 2-yard gain. 1 play later on 3rd and 5, Kaepernick steps back, go ahead and completes the pass, but then drops the ball as he gets hit. So that comes up big for me right there. He had to go ahead and punt the ball. He played it smart, didn't go for it on 4th down. So I decided to let this ball go ahead and bounce, and then we're going to take it at the 20-yard line. So my first drive right here, Emmitt Smith picks up 6 yards right there. And I have to tell you guys, the passing game was... Emmitt Smith, what are you doing? But I don't know what Emmitt Smith just did right there. He was wide open. But I have to warn you guys that the passing game was just absolutely terrible. The lag with this dude was real. It was absolutely terrible with the lag I had with this guy. I mean, the passes, I would hold the button to do the bullet pass. You can see right there, obviously, you know, I'm not just going to stand there with Peyton Manning when I'm being rushed. I would hold the button to go ahead and do a completed pass, but it would take at least 1 second for Peyton Manning to complete a pass, or even Emmitt Smith a juke move. I juke with the right stick, and it would take at least 1 second to go ahead and finally him to juke because the lag was just unbelievably bad. So, I had an insane disadvantage in this game, so hopefully that is not going to affect us, and we can go ahead and pick up the win no matter what. So Alshon Jeffrey right there, he gets a nice chunk right there on 2nd and 10. He picks up the first. So now right here we're going to give the ball to Emmitt Smith, and he just kind of, falls backwards and doesn't really try right there. So on 2nd and 8 now, Peyton Manning steps back, finds the defender of the Eagles, and almost gets intercepted right there. That would have ended very bad. Looking for Jason Witten once again and almost get picked off a 2nd time in a row. So obviously that was the lag affecting that right there. And I decided to be smart, and on 4th down, go ahead and take my 3 points with the field goal. And, I had to even time it, flick up with the right stick even early on that because it was affecting the kicks as well in this game. So my opponent, with 2:45 left into the 2nd quarter, he's going to go ahead and try to put some points on the board before this half is over. So on this drive, he ran a ton of no huddle, and play after play, Terrence West, he just kept plowing right up the middle. And you guys can see in the fast motion, I am calling a blitz. I'm changing up a little bit. It looks like a zone, but there is a lot of blitzing going on. I don't know how this dude kept going ahead and plowing up the middle and picking up yard after yard, and pretty much 1st down after 1st down as well. And right there, I was using Derek Johnson. I don't know how he completed that pass. Derek Johnson didn't even put his hands up. But right here, he goes ahead and gets the first touchdown of the game right there, unfortunately. So I have 1 minute left to work with in the 2nd quarter. Hopefully, I can at least get a field goal. That would definitely help out big time. But right here, Deshaun Jackson, he gets met at the 22-yard line on the kickoff. So with 1 minute and 5 seconds left, Peyton Manning looks deep to Jason Witten. And I throw an interception on the first play of my drive. I can't believe that I did that. I put my opponent in field goal range immediately. This was very bad. You can see right there my opponent on a screenplay picks up a lot of yards right there. So a couple plays later now on 3rd and goal, he just dumps it off on that same play he got the first touchdown on, and my opponent goes up 14-3. And with a little bit of time that I had left, I just threw a Hail Mary, and I think I threw another interception, and my opponent didn't get anything. So into the start of the 2nd half, I do start with the ball, and I figured the only way that I was going to go ahead and score points on this guy was just run the ball and work Emmitt Smith big time, because the passing game obviously was not working. You can see that when I would pass the ball, the delay was insane. So I can see right here the right side of the field was pretty left open, so I decided to call an audible, and Emmitt Smith, he says get off me, and he keeps going deep. Another defender to beat, and he accidentally tiptoed out of bounds. I could not believe that. He would have been gone 100% and gotten a touchdown on that play if he had not tiptoed out of bounds. That was, the glitchiness of my thumbs, I guess you could say. That was the panic and whatnot that I was so close. So right there on 3rd and 15, actually, Jason Witten was just short. But on 4th and inches, I'm obviously going to go ahead and plow through with my fullback. I decided to go right back to him on 2nd and goal, and he picks up a touchdown for us. And I also decided to go ahead with the 2-point conversion. Emmitt Smith just walks through right there, so that puts us at only a field goal. Actually, my opponent, that only puts him at a field goal advantage right there, so he's up only 3 points. So that's good for us if I can manage to get the ball back. So now, my opponent, with his first drive of the 2nd half, he's going down on 3rd and 8 and does manage to pick up a 1st down right there. He's obviously going to go ahead and do some chewing the clock, and I'm fast forwarding a little bit going down the field. It is 2nd and 3 right there. He picked up another first. A couple plays later, once again on 3rd and 7, Kaepernick is scanning the field, and he finds Steve Smith, I believe is who that was, wide open, but he could not get his feet down. So that was an absolute huge break for me right there. And my opponent does pick up the field goal right there. He does play it smart. So we are down 6 points, so that is good. If we get a touchdown, we will have a 1-point lead. So I'm glad I went for that 2-point conversion right there. So 1st and 10 now, finding Jason Witten wide open on the field. He picks up another 1st down right there. So I decided to go ahead and go with no huddle. On 1st and 10 now, Peyton Manning unfortunately goes down for a sack. That is very bad for us. So I had to call a timeout on 2nd and 22 now. I decided to go with the screenplay, and maybe it'll just work. And Emmitt Smith has nothing but green in front of him. He sees the end zone, and he makes it. And he gets a touchdown. That is big for us. We picked up the lead. I told you it was the run game that we have to go with, even though that was a screen pass. But still, that was pretty much basically a run play since I ran the entire way. But we now have a 1-point lead. That is absolutely huge for us. So now we just have to stop my opponent. It is now crunch time, 100%. We have a 1-point lead, and my opponent has 1 minute left to go ahead and just get a field goal. So I would feel more comfortable if I had a touchdown lead. And he saw me using Derek Johnson right there. He knew that his tight end was going to make that cut. And that was my fault completely 100% of the way. So I figured it was going to go back to him once again. But he decides to find a different target right there and just picks up another first down. Going no huddle once again. There's now 40 seconds left on 1st and 10. He sees that tight end again. I don't know why Derek Johnson went forward like that. I was using him. That was completely unfair. I don't know why, but it was, I believe it was the lag, honestly. So Kaepernick, he decides for a quarterback draw right here, which honestly was kind of stupid. So then 1 play later on 2nd and 10, unfortunately, look at this. I can't believe this. His tight end found nothing but open space in front of him. My defenders could not stop him. So now he does go ahead and call a timeout with 7 seconds left in this game. My opponent, obviously, you know what is he going to do. He's going to go ahead and go for the field goal. He is fairly close. Hopefully he can go ahead and the lag will affect him as well, and he will not get this field goal. Can we please? And just like that, our playoff hopes have dwindled down, and we have such a slim chance. We are down by 2 points with only 3 seconds left to go. So all that we have left to do now is hopefully get 1 play off and bomb it down the field and get a mile-high miracle, just like happened with the Ravens a couple years ago in their Super Bowl run. So he did a squib kick. I managed to go ahead and dive forward and get stopped with 1 second left. So we have 1 Hail Mary chance left. Can Peyton Manning pull it off and wing it down the field? And it does go incomplete. And that is the end of our playoffs for the 2nd season, unfortunately. I can't believe that it came to an end just like that. So we now have gone out for 2 seasons in a row. We got close to the Super Bowl in our 1st season, but this season it unfortunately did come to an end. We have to completely start 100%, and I'm thinking about selling Emmitt Smith for you guys, you know, just a heads up right there. I'm thinking about selling him, getting a new running back for the next season. And we're going to be entering our 3rd season. I'm really wanting to go ahead and make it into the Super Bowl, so hopefully in this 3rd season we can. But anyway, guys, I hope you all did enjoy watching. If you did, be sure to let me know by leaving a like, as well as subscribing, and I'll see you guys in my next video. Peace out, guys.